Texas decided zoning laws were optional, and Houston became the poster child for urban chaos. You can literally build a massive liquor store or industrial warehouse next to an elementary school because nobody thought that was worth regulating. The city sprawls across 670 square miles with population density lower than most European villages. Your morning commute from Katy takes 90 minutes to travel just 30 miles, while ambulances get stuck in the same traffic jams as everyone else. Houston paved over 40% of its natural wetlands, then acted completely shocked when Hurricane Harvey turned every highway into a river system. While a typical Dutch child cycles safely to school on dedicated paths, Houston kids need an armored SUV convoy just to survive the morning drop-off. Every tropical storm becomes a billion-dollar disaster because someone decided concrete was more valuable than flood protection. You've probably noticed how every road looks exactly the same: 6 lanes of Strode with a Whataburger on one side and a chemical plant on the other. The city's planning philosophy is simple: build first, ask questions when it floods. Arizona built Phoenix in a desert where summer temperatures regularly hit 115 degrees Fahrenheit. The city sprawls across 500 square miles of sun-blasted asphalt that creates urban heat islands 20 degrees hotter than surrounding desert. In Seville or Madrid, they use shade structures and narrow streets to naturally cool the city. Phoenix decided the solution was just aiming millions of air conditioners at the sky and hoping for the best. Every single trip requires getting onto a 45-mile-per-hour arterial road where pedestrians enter a survival game against distracted drivers. They constructed 60 miles of light rail that nobody uses because reaching the station means crossing 8 lanes of traffic in scorching heat. Phoenix has more golf courses than public libraries, consuming enough water to supply 500,000 homes annually. Your grass lawn requires 100 gallons daily just to stay alive in a place where rain is basically theoretical. The Colorado River supplies most of the city's water, and it's drying up faster than anyone wants to admit publicly. But developers keep approving subdivisions 40 miles from downtown where the nearest grocery store is a 30-minute drive. Remember when everyone thought building massive retirement communities in the Sonoran Desert was somehow a good idea? That confidence aged poorly. Florida keeps building luxury condos on barrier islands that will be underwater within 50 years according to current projections. Miami's Brickell neighborhood floods during regular high tides now, not during hurricanes, just ordinary astronomical high tides. Insurance companies are fleeing the state faster than northerners are moving in from cold climates. The average homeowner's insurance premium has tripled since 2019, and some coastal areas are becoming completely uninsurable. Tampa's suburbs sprawl across flood zones that FEMA keeps reclassifying as high-risk areas requiring expensive coverage. Developers build anyway because short-term profits beat long-term thinking every single time without exception. Compare this to the Netherlands, where they engineered a complex system of dikes and pumps to live below sea level safely. You've seen those viral photos of king tides flooding downtown streets while confused tourists splash through ankle-deep saltwater. State politicians banned certain climate terminology from official documents while simultaneously approving beachfront developments on eroding coastlines. The entire planning philosophy seems to be, sell it before it sinks beneath the waves. Georgia designed Atlanta's highway system to fail everyone equally, regardless of which direction you're traveling during rush hour. The city has some of the worst traffic congestion in America, despite having more highway lanes per capita than almost anywhere else in the country. I-285 circles the city like a parking lot with occasional movement during off-peak hours that don't actually exist anymore. The average Atlanta commuter spends 74 hours per year stuck in traffic, which adds up to nearly 2 full work weeks just sitting in your car annually. London and Paris built metro systems that move millions efficiently underground. Atlanta treats its subway like a shameful secret that shouldn't leave the city limits. MARTA Rail serves a fraction of the metropolitan area because suburban counties refused to fund expansion decades ago. They thought keeping public transit out would keep low-income residents away from their exclusive neighborhoods. Now those same suburbs are choking on traffic they created by rejecting every alternative to driving everywhere. Ever tried telling someone you're meeting at Peachtree and having them ask which one of the 71 streets? That's not charming local flavor, that's planning malpractice written into the street grid itself. California's housing crisis was manufactured by decades of intentional policy decisions designed to protect existing property values at all costs. Los Angeles takes an average of 5 years to approve a housing project, while San Francisco considers 3 years lightning fast. Environmental review laws meant to protect communities get weaponized by wealthy neighborhoods to block any new construction nearby. Proposition 13 locked property taxes at 1970s assessments, so longtime homeowners pay pennies while new residents subsidize their services entirely. The state needs approximately 3.5 million new housing units, but builds around 100,000 per year at current construction rates. Vienna builds high-quality social housing for 60% of its population. California labels affordable apartments as a threat while ignoring tent cities. Single-family zoning covers most residential land in major cities, legally banning apartments exactly where millions of people need them most. The average home price is now 8 times the median household income, up from just 4 times during the 1980s. Comment below if your California rent is more than your parents' first mortgage payment was. Nevada built Las Vegas in a desert that receives only 4 inches of annual rainfall while operating fountains visible from space. The famous strip uses enough electricity to power 200,000 homes while the city asks residents to stop watering their lawns. Lake Mead dropped to historic lows, revealing long submerged intake pipes and the occasional disturbing discovery from decades past. The city sprawls endlessly in every direction with transit options that assume tourists never leave the casino district at all. It's the exact opposite of a walkable Mediterranean plaza. Here, walking is treated as a sign of poverty or insanity. Henderson and North Las Vegas extended suburban development across valley floors that experience extreme summer heat island effects. Traffic on the 215 Beltway rivals Los Angeles during peak hours, despite serving a fraction of the population base. Water usage per capita has dropped significantly through conservation efforts, but population growth erased those savings entirely, and then some. They keep approving new master-planned communities with pools and golf courses, while Colorado River Compact partners eye Nevada's water allocation nervously. North Carolina turned Charlotte into a highway interchange with a banking district attached as an afterthought to justify the investment. The city demolished black neighborhoods to build I-277 in a concrete loop that created an impenetrable wall around Uptown. Independence Boulevard stretches for miles as a classic strode, too fast for safe pedestrian crossings and too interrupted for efficient traffic flow anywhere. The average Charlotte household now spends 25% of income on transportation because the city designed car dependency into every single suburb built since 1970. European planners design streets for people. Charlotte designs them for Ford F-150s, leaving humans to sprint across 6 lanes like they're playing Frogger in real life. The rental housing explosion along transit corridors actually displaced lower-income residents to car-dependent suburbs with even worse commutes than before. Lake Norman communities sprawl northward with million-dollar homes and roads that become parking lots during rush hour daily. The city approved more highway widening, while traffic studies repeatedly showed induced demand would fill every new lane within just a few years. Tennessee let Nashville explode without the infrastructure to support its growth, and now everyone's stuck in traffic on Satan I-24 indefinitely. The city added 100 residents per day for years, while public transit proposals kept failing at the ballot box repeatedly. Broadway's honky-tonks became nationally famous, while the neighborhoods behind them became completely unaffordable for longtime residents. Imagine Prague or Budapest tearing down their historic centers to build more parking garages for party buses. That is essentially the Nashville development model. The average commute time has increased 30% since 2010, because sprawl expanded faster than road capacity could possibly handle. They demolished affordable housing near downtown to build luxury high-rises and entertainment complexes designed primarily for tourists. You've probably seen those bachelorette party buses crawling through traffic while locals try reaching their $3,000 per month apartments across town. Jefferson Street was once the heart of Black Nashville before highway construction deliberately severed it from downtown connectivity. Every state on this list chose sprawl over sustainability, cars over communities, and short-term profits over long-term livability. Sprawl bankrupts city budgets. Car dependency traps residents. Planning failures compound daily. Like this video if your state somehow avoided these mistakes. Subscribe for more urban reality checks.